What's going on, guys? Seth and Chevy here. We just watched episode 2 of season 2 of Frieren. We'll be talking full spoilers ahead, so hopefully you've had a chance to watch this episode, and we'll do a real quick recap. Pretty straightforward episode. We start off the episode with Frieren and company taking on a job to clean a statue of who we find out to be the hero of the South, somebody who was able to take down 3 of the 7. What are they called?
I can't remember.
7 sages?
They're basically the generals of the Demon King. So
the guy pretty much cleared the path and helped them, even though he apparently was more powerful than Himmel. They said, didn't they say he was like the most powerful human or something like that?
Yeah.
But he still got killed, and he knew he would get killed because he could see into the future, which is kind of interesting. He even had an interaction with Frieren before she joined Himmel's crew about what would happen in the future. So they clean statue, and then they take on another job to retrieve a sword that apparently Frieren had already retrieved in the past.
And the demons keep trying to come get it.
And the demons just cannot resist this sword, so they go to track that sword down. They find somebody who is pretending to be a priest, right? And instantly know it's a demon. They have a flashy battle with the demon and bring the sword back, and Frieren gets 2 spells?
Yep, one for the statue, one for the sword.
Yeah. And, we got a bunch of backstory, more of what we get every episode about what the past is like, what's happening in the future. We also got to see more of Stark do stuff, which is good, because I'm always hoping Stark gets to do something in episodes. Thoughts?
Yeah, it was an enjoyable episode. It was very much of the show, so it was nice to hear the tales of another hero, and that it wasn't just a party of heroes, but there were multiple people trying to take down the demon lord.
Yeah, it kind of adds to the whole lore of all of season 1's about what are they called? Himmel's group, Party of Heroes.
Party of Heroes. Yeah.
About their journey and how they saved the world or whatever. But it's kind of interesting to hear that other people were part of that whole operation, because you would assume that anything like that wide scale.
And you're kind of seeing a little bit of that now too, because the demons are basically being active again, and Werble is going up north to his hometown to help defend it, type of thing. So we're already kind of seeing the makings of people being involved in defending against the demons again. So but yeah, the statue, cleaning or whatever, and then her getting a spell to make your back not itchy, which is such a Frieren spell to have.
Useful. It's a useful spell to have.
And then we move on to the town, and it was funny because she immediately was just in a hurry to get the hell out of there, which reminded me in season 1 when they get to one of the towns where she doesn't want the guards to recognize her because she knows they're going to make a big deal about who she is and all this stuff. And the same thing basically happened here, except for in this case, she does make a point to kind of explain to the two, Frieren and Stark, that she's not super fond of a lot of the lords up north because they're all very pushy and demanding, and will threaten to throw you in jail and stuff like that. So she was just trying to get what she needed and get out of there, so she didn't have to deal with it. She was too late. Fortunately, he seemed somewhat reasonable. He treated them to dinner and then asked for them to get the sword, and she asked for a grimoire, and he agreed. So she's like, okay. Then they go to get the sword, and as soon as they get there, with the wandering priest and whatnot, and I kind of had a feeling anyways, because the way the demon's eyes are usually drawn, but I liked the small detail that she talks about later where it's praying, or not praying, it's a hunting tactic is to ask people to pray with her, and that way they close their eyes and she can kill them. So that was a fun little detail to add in there.
Smart.
Yeah, for sure. And it just kind of adds into, because again in season 1 they kind of talk about why demons even speak the human tongue, and it's to trick humans into being able to kill them, basically. So, which is why Frieren and her master's whole philosophy is to trick demons, because you're just going to play dirty back, basically. So, so we get a small fight. It was kind of neat to see some sword play there. I also we got to see her lunge at Fern, and we were kind of, again, to call back to season 1, we get this lesson from, I can't remember his name right now, but he was the one who uses geo magic, and he explains the principle behind shields and how like they're really good about protecting magic, but blunt physical damage breaks them easy. And so we see now this demon come in with the sword, and Fern's shield just shatters, and then Stark, being the best tank ever, is just there to deflect the hit and then kick her in the stomach, which was really dope looking.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Frieren, in her typical fashion, up in the sky, just nukes the demon and ends it. So, and then we resolve it. We take the sword back, and Frieren gets another spell to turn red apples green, because that's useful.
Just a fun party trick.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the whole episode, it was pretty good. There was one bit I kept seeing on Twitter all day today, which I fortunately was such a small part of the episode, so it wasn't a big deal. But there's a moment where Frieren like looks up to the sky, and it's kind of like a nod to that artist who awkwardly drew Frieren looking up or whatever. I've seen a few people take a screenshot of Frieren looking up, and she has kind of a weird face in that moment. So.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
There was an artist who was like genuinely asking, like, how do I draw people looking up? And they put their version of Frieren basically looking up, and it was awkward looking, but like the entire basically art community was like, oh, here, and they all started drawing the same picture, and then it just became this huge thing that even like the anime studio noticed it, the voice actor noticed it, all this stuff, and they all like
That's cool.
also kind of drew stuff. So there was a moment where Frieren looks up for a moment. So,
Yeah, I didn't notice that because I had no idea about that whole situation.
yeah, and I don't know if that was intentional or not. It could just be the internet being the internet and like
Definitely
looking too deep into it.
Some of the internet thinks this show's racist, so.
But yeah, fun episode.
Yeah. Sorry to bring that up. I don't get anime stuff on any of my social media, but then like a week ago, I got to dip my toes in to a subsection of the internet where there's all these weird theories about how the show is bad, and I had no idea about it when I brought it up to you guys. You guys were like, "Oh, that's happening again," and I'm like, "I guess so." So, but yeah, no racism in this episode. Yeah, I liked the episode. It was a nice, chill, relaxing episode, which kind of sucked for me because not out of boredom, but just out of I didn't get much sleep last night. Just the relaxing music and calm talking and everything's just so relaxed. I was just like, man, I could take a nap right now. But I liked what happened in the episode, specifically learning more about other people who were prominent and important when it came to the battle against the demons. The Hero of the South, we didn't get much info on him, but we got a little bit on him. He had a cool mustache. He could see into the future, which is pretty crazy, meaning that, he knew what he had to do and knew he had to sacrifice himself to achieve the goals of the whole thing. So that's pretty interesting. Also that he met Frieren at one point to basically tell her, how things are going to go, and she was of a different mindset at that point. So that was fun. I would like to know a little bit more about him, but we probably won't have to know more about him because they were just in this area at the time, kind of showing that, hey, there's other heroes that people put statues of and not just Himmel.
Yeah. There was the one, they didn't specifically mention it by name, but there was Kraft before as well.
Yeah. So that's cool. It gives the world lore and makes it feel lived in, which I really enjoy. The sword thing's interesting too, that she basically was trying to avoid this place because she's already had to do stuff here before, and now she has to do it again. But she got something out of it, so that's cool. The fight scene was really cool. It was very brief, but the show I don't watch for action, so when we do get the action, I enjoy it because it's done well, specifically because they do a good job at just making spells feel fucking powerful. Everything just is like, oh, if you mess up, you're just gonna get blasted and killed, so you got to be really on your shit. It was cool to see Stark though get involved with the combat. Like I said, last season he had his moments, but I was hoping he would become more actuated, I guess, and be more part of the composition of the team. And that he even hopped in and saved Fern, which was pretty cool. Especially the part you said where he kicked her, and then just got nuked after that. So that was cool. And yeah, the spells they got. One of them I think is useful. The back scratcher, and the other one is neat party trick if you want to change apples colors. I guess if someone wants a specific, I want a red apple, I guess you could get them one pretty easily if you find any kind of apple. So.
Yeah, well, and it's funny because it reminds me of like when they're explaining like when she learned to make like a bunch of grapes into sour green grapes.
Oh.
And you were like, why would you learn that? And then like they go and they meet Eisen, and like that's like his favorite food is sour grapes, and so she like learned that so that she could be accommodating to him. So
Yeah, well, this just adds to the. Eventually, she'll just know all these spells, and she'll just be God and be able to do whatever she wants. So, it's I don't,
God of miscellaneous tasks.
Yeah, I don't judge it. Like if you can just do whatever you want to do because of all the spells you've learned, then it's pretty powerful. Even to the point where you can change apples to different colors. But yeah, it was a fun episode. It was gave us some world building, which I always appreciate, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next episode of Frieren. You got anything else?
I mean, really, the only thing of note I have is that we've already had it's only a 10 episode season, but like we're on episode 2 and they already fought someone, which is kind of interesting. Yep. So, but I suspect we'll probably see a lot more of that since we're in the north now, and there'll be just more demons at this point. So.
Yeah, it makes sense, especially too because we're in the second season, so a lot of the introductory stuff that we are going to get in the first season is not there anymore. So they're going to have to do other things, and obviously I expect more world building, but also some kind of bigger events to take place. Obviously, so.
Yeah, I'm curious what the arc
is
going to be, right? And I haven't read the manga. Please don't spoil it.
No spoilers, please.
And I also know that when this season's over, there's not enough manga for another season yet, and it's on hiatus right now. So
yeah, it sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks to hear.
A few years, I'm sure. But yeah.
Hopefully, it gets picked up again. If it's sitting around for that long.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Madhouse, at least the guy who's in charge right now, loves it. So like, no worries as long as he's still there. So
yeah. All right. Well. Nothing else?
Nothing else.
All right, let us know in the comments what do you guys think about this episode. What were some of your favorite parts, least favorite parts, if you have any highlights, and anything you want to talk about in the episode that we didn't talk about, you want to mention down in the comments. If it has to do with spoilers, please leave that out because, like I said, we have not read the manga and we're watching this as blind as possible. So far, so good. Recommendations, if you have anything to recommend. We can't watch it this season, but next season we'll take it into consideration. But just let us know if there's something you want us to watch, whether it's a movie, anime, TV show, whatever. We're open to most things as long as it actually interests us or the recommendation's strong enough. And then we will be watching this. We're doing episodic reviews. We're doing episodic reviews of JJK. Go check those out if you're watching this season right now. And then we're also watching Trigun Stargaze. Is that what it's called? Stargaze?
Trigun's fine.
We're going to be watching that and doing a season review, so don't expect those episodic reviews. And then also Hell's Paradise Season 2 will be doing a season review as well. So wait till the end of the season for those reviews to come out. And then there's another anime you were potentially interested in watching that you showed me that looks pretty cool.
Well, I mean, I am watching. I was just saying you should, if you get a chance,
I should check it out. Yeah. So what is that called?
Sentenced to be a Hero.
Yeah. So might check that out as well when I have the time. Busy season. But I've been Seth, this is Chevy. Until the next review, we will talk to you guys later.